Unseen Colorado, most amazing places and hidden gems. No one talks about. When you think of Colorado, you probably imagine the Rockies, ski resorts, and maybe that classic Denver skyline. But what if I told you that the real Colorado, the soul of Colorado, is hiding in plain sight? Caves glowing with crystals, hidden canyons carved by water over millions of years. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the side of Colorado that barely anyone sees. Zapata Falls. Imagine hiking through a narrow shaded canyon, the air getting cooler with every step until you hear it, the echo of crashing water. You round the corner, and suddenly there it is. Zapata Falls, a 30-foot waterfall hidden inside a rocky crevice. You can't even see it from the trail. You have to wade through ice-cold water, scramble over slick stones, and earn your view. But the payoff? Unreal. The falls pour down into a shadowy, echoing cavern that feels more like Iceland than Colorado. And the best part? It's just a short drive from the Great Sand Dunes, but almost no one goes. So yeah, it's wet, cold, and a little rough, but that's what makes it unforgettable. This is nature's way of saying, only the bold get the view. Hanging Lake, via Spouting Rock. Yes, Hanging Lake is famous, but there's a twist most people miss. After you've climbed the steep, rugged trail to reach this crystal-clear turquoise lake suspended on the edge of a cliff, don't stop there. Behind the lake lies Spouting Rock, a vertical cliff wall where water explodes directly out of solid rock, like the mountain itself is alive and breathing. It's one of those places that makes you stare in disbelief. And while Hanging Lake draws crowds, most people hike down without ever discovering the waterfall behind the waterfall. It's cooler, quieter, and if you go early enough, you might just have it all to yourself. It's Colorado's way of rewarding the curious. Paint Mines Interpretive Park. No, you're not on Mars. You're in eastern Colorado, a place most people skip, standing in a rainbow canyon of candy-colored rock formations. The Paint Mines. Interpretive Park looks like a psychedelic dream. Soft spires of pink, yellow, purple, and white clay, rising from the prairie like a desert hallucination. These surreal badlands are full of natural hoodoos, hidden paths, and silence so pure it almost hums. And get this, people have been using the colored clay here for pottery and paint for over 9,000 years. It's ancient, alien, and astonishing, and yet somehow still under the radar. If you've never seen a place that makes your jaw drop and your soul expand, this is it. Crystal Mill. High in the Rockies near the ghost town of Crystal lies one of the most photographed spots in the state. And yet, many still don't know how to reach it. The Crystal Mill is a 19th century powerhouse built on the edge of a roaring river, perched above a waterfall like something out of a steampunk fantasy. To get there, you either need a serious 4x4 or hike a rugged 5-mile trail into the mountains. But when you arrive, it's like stepping into a painting. And unlike other Insta-famous spots, this one still feels untouched, raw, remote, and radiating history. Colorado doesn't get more iconic or more hidden than this. Devil's Causeway. Here's a challenge. Walk across a razor-thin spine of rock with 1,500-foot drops on either side, and no guardrails. Welcome to the Devil's Causeway, a geological tightrope in the Flat Tops Wilderness area that's not for the faint of heart. The hike to get there is long, remote, and stunning, but once you reach the causeway, things get real. At its narrowest point, it's barely 3 feet wide. One slip, and it's a vertical tumble into oblivion. But if you've got the nerve to cross it, the views on the other side are legendary. 360 degrees of alpine lakes, endless peaks, and the kind of silence you only find in the deep wilderness. It's not a tourist spot, it's a test of will. And crossing it? That's a badge of honor. Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Move over, Grand Canyon. This is Colorado's dark secret. The Black Canyon of the Gunnison is deeper, steeper, and far more dramatic than most people expect. Its cliffs are so sheer and narrow that sunlight only reaches the bottom for minutes each day, hence the name. And yet it's still largely unknown outside of the state. The walls are made of ancient, nearly black schist and granite that glisten in the light like obsidian knives. The sound of the Gunnison River below is thunderous, even from the rim. And if you're daring enough to climb down with a permit, you'll find yourself in one of the most intense and vertical canyons in North America. It's not pretty, it's powerful. It doesn't welcome you, it challenges you. And that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Ice Lake Basin. If you've ever wanted to walk into a dream, this is it. Ice Lake Basin, high in the San Juan Mountains near Silverton, is one of those alpine valleys that photographers and backpackers obsess over, and for good reason. The hike is tough, the elevation gain is brutal, and your lungs will beg for mercy. But once you crest that final hill, you're greeted by a basin of wildflowers, framed by jagged peaks, with a lake so blue it looks like someone poured neon dye into it. It's not just scenic, it's surreal. The kind of place that doesn't look real, even when you're standing in the middle of it. And the best part? No roads, no noise, just wind, water, and the wide-open wonder of high alpine magic. Great sand dunes. Hidden oasis, Medano Creek. Everyone's heard of the Great Sand Dunes, but not many know about the little miracle that appears at their feet every spring. Medano Creek. It's not just water flowing through sand. It's a wave-forming, surging creek that pulses like the ocean, right in the middle of the desert. Thanks to a rare phenomenon called surge flow, the creek forms rolling waves that kids surf on inflatable tubes, while the dunes tower in the background. For a few weeks a year, it turns the base of the dunes into a beach scene that feels impossible. You're literally wading through cool water while looking up at 700-foot sand mountains. It's wild, it's weird, and if you time it right, it's pure Colorado magic. Rifle Falls State Park. You want a hidden gem with all the drama and none of the crowds? Welcome to Rifle Falls. This triple waterfall crashes down into a lush canyon that looks more like Oregon than Colorado. Moss-covered rocks, fern-draped cliffs, and limestone caves you can explore by hand flashlight. It's compact, accessible, and yet criminally underappreciated. You can picnic just feet from the roaring water or wander into hidden caves where you'll feel like a kid on a treasure hunt. For families, photographers, or anyone who just wants to feel awestruck without needing a helicopter drop, Rifle Falls is a must. Unaweep Canyon. No one talks about Unaweep Canyon, and that's a crime. Because this place is strange. It's one of the only canyons in the world with two creeks flowing in opposite directions from the same point. Scientists still aren't totally sure how it happened. But beyond the mystery, Unaweep is simply gorgeous. Towering red cliffs, ancient rock formations, and a wild, untouched feeling that makes you feel like you've stumbled onto the set of an old Western film. There are hardly any signs, hardly any people. Just you, the rocks, and the wide-open sky. It's the kind of place you go when you need to clear your head or maybe just get a little lost, in the best possible way. So if this video lit a fire in your adventurous heart, go ahead and hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs a new bucket list. And if you've ever stumbled across a secret Colorado gem of your own, drop it in the comments. I want to hear about it. And most of all, don't forget to subscribe, because the next hidden wonder might be closer than you think.